Hi there, welcome to my user news, two new stories. Firstly, it seems that a Fano commander, by mistake, unintentionally, in an interview, admitted huge losses suffered by Fano fighters in the last few months. Who is this Fano commander? From which Fano group is he? What did he say? Second was Ethiopia is turning into a hell for refugees. Another Eritrean refugee has been killed in Ethiopia. Sudanese refugees are protesting on Ethiopia-Sudan border, and Eritrean refugees are being attacked by some Amhara militia members. Two attacks uh, in the last 4 to 5 days on Eritrean refugees. First, viewers, it was last year when Ethiopian military launched military operation against Fano militia members. Since then, we have been seeing clashes on multiple fronts simultaneously happening across the Amhara region. Both sides don't acknowledge their losses. Military never admits that its soldiers are dying. To Fano fighters don't acknowledge their losses. They only acknowledge the loss of one commander so far. Obviously, if a major Fano commander is killed, you cannot hide that. That is why they had to admit the loss of Ubante Abate, South Gondar Fano commander. Otherwise, they never admit that they are losing manpower, that hundreds of their men are dying. They always say that government forces are being defeated. Government forces have not been able to capture Fano fighters. Those who are surrendering and being shown as Fano are not Fano fighters. They are just shown as if they are Fano fighters. They are either civilians suspected of having links with Fano, or they are government people paraded as Fano fighters. And all Ethiopian armed groups operate in the same manner. Ola never confirms its losses. TDF never confirmed that it lost thousands of soldiers. ENDF never acknowledged during Tigray war that it lost thousands of its soldiers. But half a million people died. Combat deaths, other deaths in the war in Tigray, according to some studies. So, a Fano commander was interviewed by a news outlet a few hours ago. There, he unintentionally, by mistake, admitted the losses suffered by Fano in the last few months. Zemene is the name of this Fano commander. He's from Gondar. He's from Assameno Brigade of Fano. And he said, we have recovered our losses. We have built 8 battalions. We established 8 battalions, despite having lost 3 battalions. He said, we lost 3 battalions, but we have recovered. We have built 6 or 8, he said, I think. 6 battalions in the last few weeks. So it means, by the way, he's from South Gondar. It means that this Fano commander is confirming in the last few months 3 battalions of Fano fighters were killed in just South Gondar. But manpower is no issue for Fano. I always say that since Fano groups have public support and they have built a narrative that they're fighting for the protection of the rights of Amhara people, that is why they easily get new recruits. And money is not a problem for them too. People support them, diaspora supporting them, so they can pay these fighters. Firstly, he said that South Gondar Fano lost 3 battalions. Secondly, he talked about 3 leaders. He said we lost 3 commanders too. Again, then he changed his statement during the interview. He said those commanders did not want to be arrested. They resisted arrest by government forces, and they killed themselves. So it means that 3 Fano commanders were also killed, at least in South Gondar. They were killed in the last few months. One we know, that is Wobante Abate. I think 2 other are also from South Gondar. Names not mentioned by this Fano commander, but unintentionally he confirmed the losses suffered by South Gondar Fano. Ubante Abate also died in South Gondar, and along with Ubante Abate, others died too. This is what he said. But can we say that Fano has suffered irreparable losses? No, Fano groups are operating separately, independently. South Gondar Fano suffered. It does not mean that all Fano groups suffered. This is the advantage they have in adopting guerrilla warfare, is that even if one group suffers losses, others can continue the armed resistance movement, and that is what is. You can watch the interview; it's on EMS, but watch it closely, and then you will agree with what I am telling you. Secondly, viewers, Eritrean refugees are being attacked, killed in Ethiopia. There are thousands of Eritrean refugees in Ethiopia. Due to a long war, they suffered. Their camps came under attacks in Tigray. They were relocated from Tigray to Alim Watch camp in Amhara region. This camp is not safe. And even security forces are not deployed to protect this camp, reportedly. Not in sufficient numbers, the security forces deployed here. Rather, the refugees are protecting the camp themselves. They've established checkpoints. But locals are here too. Locals have established some stalls and shops in the camp. So locals frequently enter and leave the camp. A few, I think in May, I did a video, I told you about the death of a man, Eritrean refugee, at this camp. Before that, a girl had been kidnapped. Ransom was being demanded. Amhara militias were blamed for these attacks. Now, 2 new attacks on Eritrean refugees at Elim Watch camp. One on Saturday, and the other happened on Monday. Again, the refugees say Amhara militia members stormed the camp. They tortured people. They had knives. They had weapons. They tortured women too. One refugee was killed. Around 8 were injured in this attack. Obviously, the attackers wanted to rob these refugees. They wanted to take the belongings of the refugees by force. That is why mostly they attack these camps. They want to steal aid from them too, because the refugees are receiving aid from authorities. So the plight of refugees in Ethiopia is now a serious issue. Sudanese refugee protesting. They protested on Sudan-Ethiopia border. They want to return to their country, though there is war. And most Sudanese refugees are entering Ethiopia from Central State after RSF took control of Sanja We saw thousands of Sudanese enter Ethiopia, but in Ethiopia they're coming under attacks by Amhara militia members. They want to return to Sudan. Sudan, there is war ongoing. So the refugees are in a very difficult position. And one very unfortunate thing is that one humanitarian worker said to the refugees, Sudanese refugees, a few days ago, that no matter where you go, African refugee camps are the same. It's not that enough aid is being provided, that all healthcare facilities are being provided. No, there are problems at the refugee camps too. So if you want to be relocated from Ethiopia to other countries, to Sudan, you face the same problems there. This is what is happening to refugees in Ethiopia, both Sudanese and Eritreans. Thank you.